What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Pigskin and Pete. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Sorry I was 10 minutes late. I spent the past 20 minutes trying to figure out the problem I'm having with the call-in deal. So no call-ins tonight. I do the call-in through a third party. The Zoom is the one that hosts it. And Zoom had a update or something earlier today. And now it won't connect to the call-in studio. I spent the past 20 minutes trying to figure it out. And if I spend another minute doing it, I will break something. I guarantee it. So, no call-ins tonight. And then I'll spend the next however many hours after I get off tonight trying to figure out why the Zoom will not connect. But anyway, I'm gonna try to put that past us. Okay, I'm in the Christmas spirit. Today was a big day in college football. Had the National Signing Day, or as I should say, the early signing day. There's another signing day in February. So a lot of these teams, including Clemson, have several spots left over still where they can still sign more players. But most of the players that sign in the early signing period. So the usual suspects today, obviously Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia. Georgia coming through with the fifth top 5 class in a row. That's impressive. LSU, Clemson, the usual suspects. So hopefully your team did everything it needed to do today. I was really looking forward to having some fans from teams call in and tell me about who they were excited about talk to me about their recruiting class. Obviously, that's not going to happen. What I'm going to do today is we're going to improvise here. I'm going to communicate with you through the chat instead of through the phone. Okay. Oh, guess what else? Today is the drawing at the end of the show. Watch, I won't get that to work either. I'm going to do the drawing for all the people that have been supporting the show through Super Chat and through PayPal for the past couple of weeks. I'm going to do the drawing at the end of the show today. I was going to do it on Friday. I'm going to be at a Christmas party on Friday night, so I will not be doing a show Friday night. So I'm going to do it tonight instead. And 4 people will win a mask off of the howardsrock.net. The only thing you have to do if you're one of the winners, folks, this is important. You have to register to the site. It takes 2 minutes. Maybe not even that. It depends on how fast you type. Maybe it might only take you 15 seconds. But in order to redeem your gift, you'll have to register to the site if you haven't already. So we'll do that drawing at the end of the show. 4 masks and a $20 Amazon gift card. So 5 different people will win. All right. Well, let's see who's in the chat. Oh, and anybody who sends in either a Super Chat or a PayPal before the end of the show, you'll still be entered in it. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see who's in here. Clemson Carson's in here. What's up, buddy? Goose Sports, Matt Dummett, Crimson Brave, Ballard Sports Media, Brad Pitt, Glittergator loves BVD. Luke Walker. North Carolina had a pretty good today, didn't they, Luke? I think they're somewhere around 11th or 12th. Last time I checked. I don't know. You guys see where the Gamecocks were, though? Damn. They were, earlier today they were in the hundreds. They were like 104. And I think by the end of the day, they had a couple of guys signing there at like 70-something. I don't know, but awful. Seth Bevins. How you doing, sir? I'm sure if you're here, you're amazing and fantastic. And I happen to already know that you are. Orange 1973 is here. Jakal Holloman. Can Tennessee Volunteers bring some more players? That's a good question. I don't know how many commits that they had, people signed today. There are very few teams that, don't have any room left. Some have more than others. But there's very few that don't have any left. B Bean, Golden Blue Dude. What's up, buddy? Byrick is here. B. Bean says Alabama 59, Florida 19, Clemson 37, Notre Dame 25. I hope you're right, sir. Rowdy Rocker is here. Fear Danger. Fear Danger says Notre Dame will beat Clemson.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Oh, look who it is. It's Tiger Cat. How you doing, Tiger Cat? Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're doing okay. Nate, the great, the depressed whatever he is fan this week. Depressed Wolverine fan. Volusia Orange. Byrick. Is Byrick already in this contest here? I think he might be. Well, he's about to get added. Yes, he is already in it, so he got another entry. He says, "Will Ian Book be ready?" I think he says, "Will Ian Book be read Saturday?" I think he means ready. Yeah. I mean, if you're not ready for this game, this is the biggest game of the year for them. If he's not ready for that, I don't know what he would ever be ready for. But it's going to be a tall task for old Ian. Bama Mike is here. He said, "I won today even if I didn't win tonight." Roll Tide roll. Well, both of those things are factual. Man, Alabama is just rolling. They are rolling downhill, and it seems like nobody can stop them. They're always in the top 3 in recruiting. P Digits, Big Ed is here. Speaking of Big Ed's an LSU fan. I was actually a little bit surprised to see LSU recruit so well despite all the stuff that's going on there. Well, that's good news for LSU. Obviously, you need the players. But Marion, what's up, buddy? Imagine being a Gamecock fan. No. I don't want to imagine that. That would be painful. Michael Hogg. All right. What's up, Hurricane Logan? This is the time where I normally go to the phone lines. Normally. No phone lines tonight. I'm telling you what. Let's look at some of the players Clemson got today, or at least some of the ones I'm excited about. Obviously, Will Shipley, the 5-star running back. It came down to Notre Dame and Clemson for him. He chose Clemson, lucky for Clemson. And with DeMarcus Bowman decommitting earlier, over the summer. Not over the summer. Hell, he played a game. He left the team, entered the transfer portal. He's transferring down to Florida, I think, which is where he's from. So that was a position of need, and Will Shipley looks like a great player. Barrett Carter, 5-star linebacker. They might. I don't even know if he'll play linebacker or safety or both. He's going to be a lot like Isaiah Simmons was, sort of a hybrid guy. But he's a great player. Jeremiah Trotter, also at linebacker. Bo Collins, wide receiver. Peyton Page, defensive tackle. Nate Wiggins, cornerback. He's a great player. Marcus Tate on the offensive line. You know what? Another one I'm really excited about. The offensive linemen don't get enough love. But Ryan Linthicum, a center, 4-star center. Give the center some love. And, of course, Zaire Patterson, defensive end. Has anybody heard any news on Corey Foreman? So I know he either committed or signed somewhere today, but he hasn't made it public. Does anybody know anything about this? And so Corey Foreman is the number 1 player overall in the country, depending on which site you look at. Either the number 1 or number 2 player in the country. Defensive end from California. He was committed to Clemson, decommitted early in the summer, said he wanted to open his recruitment back up, which he did. And it basically came down to 4 schools. Southern Cal, LSU, Arizona State, and Clemson. And I think Georgia was in there too, so maybe 5 schools. Last I heard, LSU was out of it, and it was down to Southern Cal or Clemson. But I haven't heard anything else about it. What's up, Orange 1973? Thank you for the super chat, sir. I just entered you into the contest. Anybody heard anything about Corey Foreman? He's signed, but he hasn't made it public yet. What is the point of that? That's the same thing with this guy from Miami. What's his name? Jake Garcia or whatever it is? I think he's the number one quarterback in this class. Garcia is. He did sort of the same thing. He's like, yeah, well, the announcer said he was going to Miami, which would be a huge get for them. I mean, 5-star quarterback. But then he never even said. What is up with these players signing but not saying where they... I don't understand that. What's the point of that? Is there a point to it? Am I missing something here? Why not just say where you're going? Girlfriend posted on Instagram, Southern Cal. Huh. What's up, Slim Shady Canes? He didn't sign. He's going to commit in January. Okay. Well, he's very indecisive. He's already committed and decommitted from a school one time. So maybe he doesn't know where he wants to go. I mean, if you know where you want to go, you go ahead and sign and be done with it. I don't know anything about Corey Foreman. I'm sure he's a good kid. I don't have a problem with him. I just don't understand all the drama. Like, if you know where you're going, just commit and be done with it. What is with the whole, let's drag this shit out for 8 months and make everybody guess? I mean, come on. I'm with you on that one, Volusia Orange. See, this is one good reason why I do not follow recruiting throughout the year. Right now, I know some of the big name players, like when Deshaun Watson was coming to Clemson. I knew about him, Trevor Lawrence. You know, some of these the big names. Brian Brzee from last season. But like, I'm not following every player. First of all, some people really get into that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's very time consuming. These players change their mind over and over again. And just like Volusia Orange just said, I'm not trolling or scouting Corey Foreman's girlfriend's Instagram account to try to figure out where he's going. That is depressing. I'm not doing it. I'll wait till they sign. Then I'll welcome them to the team and start rooting for them. But until they sign, there's no guarantees. David wants me to get the phone lines working. David, I wish I could get the phone lines working. You have no idea what it looked like in here 10 minutes before the show started. It's a good thing the camera was not on and the microphone wasn't on. I'll tell you that. This is why I hate doing updates. Zoom, I've never had a problem with Zoom. I've been using Zoom at the call-in studio for a long time. Never had a problem. All of a sudden, Zoom does a friggin' update, and now it won't connect. I don't know. I'm not a tech nerd. And by the way, if I would have known this earlier in the day, I could have probably taken the time to figure it out. But not right before the show. Could I do a StreamYard? I could. I really want to. Corey's girl's a potential future kicker. Yeah. Jalen Milroe, a 4-star quarterback, signed with Bama today. Looking at his highlights, he makes me think of how Jalen Hurts played when he started as a freshman. Also, what's with Bama and Jalen's? Seth says, so ready for Saturday. Hopefully OSU wins and I can enjoy the Clemson and Notre Dame game. So the Ohio State game comes on is that at noon, right? And then Clemson at 4. There's got to be 2 games on at the same time. There's obviously 5 conferences. What time does the Big 12 championship game come on? I'm looking for, you know what? I'm really looking forward to that one. I think Alabama's going to be not that interesting, especially in the second half of the game. I think Alabama's going to run away with that. I think the best game of the day is obviously Clemson and Notre Dame because they're evenly matched. They had a double overtime game the first time around. The whole storyline with Notre Dame being in the ACC for 1 year, so I think that's the most compelling of all the games. Of course, I'm a Clemson fan, so I'm biased, but outside of that, I think the best game is going to be Iowa State and Oklahoma. So Clemson Carson says, I don't have a clue where Corey or Lee will go. Honestly, we probably have a better chance getting Corey. Yeah, so Corey was on Clemson's campus just a couple of weeks ago. So he came to the Pitt game on an unofficial visit, which means, an unofficial visit means he has to pay for his own way, basically. And he was sitting in the stands with DJ Uiagalelei's dad, Big Dave, which they're also from LA, obviously. But from what I was hearing today, though, I think he's going to probably go to USC. It seems like he wants to stay close to home. But he would be a good one to get. I'm not really worried about it. I mean, again, signed two four-star defensive ends today. We have a lot of depth on defense right now. Well, not right now, but coming into next year, we will. What's up, Lou? Says, hello, Pete. Gig 'em Aggies. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about this playoff situation. I think we've talked about it ad nauseum already, but what the hell? We're coming up on it here. Sunday is Selection Sunday. The games are all on Saturday. All these different scenarios that can play out. I think everybody's pretty much in agreement that Alabama is in the playoffs no matter what happens on Saturday. It just matters what seed they'll be in. Which, if they win, they'll be in the number 1 seed, which is where they've been for a while. The seeding of the other 3 is where it gets tricky. I think if Clemson beats Notre Dame, they move up to 2, which is obviously the best case scenario for Clemson fans, that you avoid playing Alabama in round 1. Question is, where does Notre Dame drop to if they lose? Do they drop to 3 or 4? Because if they drop to 3, that's a rematch with Clemson a week later, or a couple weeks later. If they drop to 4, they have to play Alabama. And if you're Ohio State, you probably move up to 3. Now, if Clemson loses, they're out. I think they're out. There's people out there that think that Clemson would still get in even if they lost. I'm not one of them. I wouldn't even want them in there if they lost. If you lose twice in the same season to one team who's going to the playoffs, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Sorry. So, I think Clemson's out if they lose. The question is, who gets that 4th spot? That'll depend on a lot of different things that happen this weekend. Iowa State goes out there and beats Oklahoma by 2 touchdowns. They can move into the 4th spot. If they don't, A&M can move into that 4th spot. As long as they take care of Tennessee. A lot of people mad about Ohio State being at 4 after only playing 5 games. I'm not one of them. I mean, they need to change the language. If it's supposed to be how many games you play or whatever, then change the language to the most deserving team. As long as it's going to be the 4 best teams, and of course this is always opinion. Every ranking is an opinion. Just instead of just my opinion, it's an opinion of 13 strangers in a room. Still an opinion, though. So I think Ohio State's one of the 4 best teams. Does that mean I'm right? No. This is my opinion. And clearly the playoff committee agrees with me because they have them at 4. Clemson needs to beat Notre Dame by 20 points or more. To do what, George? What are you talking about? All they need to do is win. That's it. My coach is upset about it. Well, I mean, me and Dabo Swinney don't have to agree on everything. Although he makes a good point. So I would love for Clemson and Ohio State to play in the first round of the playoffs. That would make me, that's the ideal situation for me as a fan. First of all, I think it would be exciting. It would be a great couple of weeks leading up to the game on YouTube. No doubt about it. I mean, that goes without saying. And then I think it'd be a good game. And I think Clemson would win. That's probably the most important thing. Yeah, Seth, I know that. I understand that. Yeah, nobody's saying it's Ohio State's fault, but it is what it is. Well, the only thing I would say to that, Clemson Carson says Ohio State should not be allowed in. It's just a fact they decided to start late, so they should reap the consequences of that. That's what he says. I don't agree with that because there is no language. Again, let's go back to the language. There is no language in the playoff committee. If the playoff committee knew that there was going to be teams that played more games than others, which they did before the season started, they knew that the SEC was potentially going to play one fewer game than the ACC. They knew that the Big Ten and the Pac-12 were going to play less games than all the other conferences. They never changed any of the language. They never said they never set a number of games that you have to play. If they could have easily done that. It would have been very easy for them to do that. They could have easily said you have to play at least 7 games to even be considered for the playoff. But they didn't do that. So then if they're using the same language that they always have used over the past 5 years, which is the 4 best teams get in the playoffs. It doesn't say anything about how many games you play. It doesn't say anything about conference championships, which it never has. So if that's the criteria, if you're one of these people on the committee and you watch the games, which hopefully they're watching the games, and they feel like Ohio State's one of the 4 best teams, then how do you not put them in there? Same thing I do. Yes, I did hear about that. Amika Ekba. I'm probably butchering his name. Yes, Lou Patton. The Big Ten said 6 games, but the playoff committee didn't say 6 games. And the Big Ten changed the rule. They did change the rule, but it was their rule. I mean, if I make a rule that nobody can wear shoes in my house, right? That's my rule. Pigskin Pete says nobody can wear shoes in Pigskin Pete's house. I can change that. It's my rule. I could say, you know what? Today, I feel like wearing shoes in the house. Everybody wears shoes in the house. What are you going to do about it? It's my rule, my house. So the Big Ten, they made a rule they weren't going to play at all. And they broke that rule, and then they made a schedule. So, I mean, the Big Ten can make whatever rules they want. The playoff committee and the Big Ten are 2 different things. But thank you for the donation. And Lou, believe me, if I think you're an A&M fan. Yeah, I think you said, yeah. believe me, if I'm an A&M fan and you went on Saturday and you are 9-1 and Ohio State gets in ahead, believe me, I understand. I'd be pissed off about it too. And I said this the other day. If Ohio State was the one that had played 10 games and was 9-1, and then they let some 6-0 SEC team in ahead of them, they would be pissed about it too. So it's not that I don't understand A&M's position. I certainly do. But here's the problem. It's not a problem. It's an opinion. In my opinion, Ohio State would beat Texas A&M on a neutral field. I don't think that Texas A&M is a playoff caliber team. Doesn't mean they didn't earn it, right? I mean, it's hard to go 9-1 in the SEC. It's hard to go 9-1 in any conference. So I'm not taking that away from A&M. I just think that Ohio State's better. But I understand the gripe. I'd be pissed about it too. Yeah, George, of course it's wide open until we see what happens this weekend. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as I think it's going to be pretty anticlimactic, quite frankly. The only thing that would make it interesting is, if Clemson lost. But the other games, I see a very slim chance you're going to see any upsets in the other, well, at least the other three games. Who knows what's going to happen with Southern Cal and Oregon, but as far as the SEC, the Big 12, and the Big 10, I don't think those are going to be very surprising. Hopefully we get a close game for one of those just to make it exciting. What's up, Matthew Campbell? Luke Walker is so tired of playoff scenarios. Well, it's almost over, buddy. It's almost over. You have to hear about it for the next 4 days. The selection is on Sunday, so 4 more days. I don't know. I mean, SEC dogs. Here's the problem, man. Who else are you going to put in that spot, man? What's up, George? Yes. He's great, except when he makes 29 videos about the same recruit over a 6-month period. RJ is literally averages 1.25 videos a week about him. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna refrain from talking about RJ Young because, well, I stop. Look, I respect the grind. The YouTube. He's on radio too. I mean, look, man, the guy's grinding. He's successful. A lot of people like him. Hell, he's got 50,000 subscribers or something. Look, man, he made a video talking about how Kelly Bryant was a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence, and he was serious about it. So that was the last time I think I ever watched one of his videos. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Mr. Troll says, I disagree with you, Pete. Ohio State is a better team, but there is a line. You don't just throw the best 4 teams in the playoff. That's literally the criteria. That's my point. Mr. Troll, I understand where everybody's coming from with they don't deserve to be in there. The literal criteria, what's written as the number 1 bylaw in the playoff committee is the 4 best teams. That's it. That's the only criteria. But I see what you're saying. And believe me, most people agree with you. I'm not even saying I disagree with you. I'm just going off of what the rules are. Thank you, Slim Shady. Slim Shady. With the 305 says, why not USC? They have the same record as Ohio State because Ohio State has a top 10 win. Where's USC's top 10 win? They have a better win. And not only do they have a better win, have you seen USC's games this year? They've had several games where they've won only by like 3 points. Ohio State's been more dominant against the majority of the teams they've played. Yeah, Southern Cal's not even in the top 10. Because they've struggled with bad teams. You see that game last week against UCLA? UCLA blew it. That game was over. UCLA won and they should have won the game, but they didn't. College football nerds say if OSU wins and Clemson, not only should they get in the playoffs, they should be the 3 seed over a 10-1 Clemson that would have beat the number 2 team. Well, college football nerds are wrong. Clemson is not getting jumped after beating the number 2 team in the championship game. They're not getting jumped by Ohio State. Did they really say that? I mean, hell, Florida only dropped 1 spot for losing to an unranked 3-win LSU team. Which was mind-boggling, by the way. I agree, Eric. I agree. If Clemson lose, they don't deserve it. I'm with you. Yeah, Notre Dame would drop to 4, maybe. That's more likely. Well, Slim Shady, that's my whole gripe with expanding to 8 teams. Look, if you want to expand to 8 teams, at the outlying chance that once every 10 or 15 years, the 7 seed might go on a run and win it, still unlikely, whatever. If it makes everybody feel better, right? If it makes, if it warms your heart, if it gives you the tinglies to let 8 teams in, because it's, because these days everyone's got to have a shot, right? Participation trophy world we live in. Fine, put them in there. They're going to get smoked. Who's number 8 team in the country right now? Cincinnati? Cincinnati and Alabama round 1 of the playoffs. Spread would be 50. That's supposed to be entertaining to people? Does anybody with a brain out there think that Cincinnati has a snowball's chance in hell at beating Alabama? Anybody? No. I hope you're right, Lou Patton. Lou Patton says, I predict Clemson beats Notre Dame by 21 points or more. I don't predict that. I think, what did I say? By 6 or 7. Thank you, Clemson Carson. This is something that's been needed to happen for... The FCS has their own playoffs. Why the hell doesn't the Group of 5? And by the way, if the Group of 5 had their own playoff system, whether it was 8 teams or however they decided to do it, the FCS, I think, has 16 teams. Whatever it is, whatever they come up with, 12, 8, 6, whatever the Group of 5 decides to come up with as a playoff format, I would watch it. Can you imagine having 2 different separate playoffs? You could already be playing right now this week. You could start the semifinal and quarterfinal matches of the Group of 5 playoffs if they start the season a week earlier or whatever than the Power 5 does. I would watch that. Especially there's 2 weeks between the conference championship games and the the first round of the playoffs in the Power Five, that's when you can have those playoffs. And believe you think those would not get great ratings? They would get massive ratings, and they could crown a champion. When they made the playoff system, it was supposed to be to make it more fair, and then maybe a group of 5 team could get in there with 4 teams. We've learned that's not going to happen. So let's stop pretending like it is going to happen. It's not going to happen. So the answer to that is to go to 8. Fine. Even at 8, you might get a group of 5 team in there every once in a while, but they're going to get smoked because they're going to be 8, and they're going to play the number 1 seed. And there's no way in hell, even if they were to somehow, by some miracle, pull off an upset in the first round of the playoffs, they're not winning 3 weeks in a row. Beating the 3 best teams in the country. It's not happening. I can't believe they haven't done that already. I really don't. I can't believe the group of 5 hasn't figured. I mean, if the FCS can do it, I don't know why they can't figure that out. I'm with you, Slim. I don't know if it would destroy it. It would certainly hurt it. Anything now, if it went to 16 teams, that would destroy the regular season. You'd have 3 and 4 loss teams getting in the playoffs, and that's just that's unacceptable for me. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. I need you to bear with me for a couple of minutes. You guys just chat amongst yourselves. I'm going to pull up this random name picker. I'm going to go ahead and do the drawing for the website for all the people that have supported the show. So, hold on. Let's put a picture of Dabo. David, the phones aren't happening tonight, buddy. I wish it was. I'll have to get it fixed, and then we'll do the phones next time. Y'all want to hear some music while you're waiting? Take about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's see. I'll put some music on for you. Wait, that music sucked. All right. Man, so first of all, shout out to all the people that entered the contest. You guys are all amazing and fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and just put this thing up on the screen. Hold up. I had to enter in like 30 different names because every time you did a donation, you got entered in once if you just sent a PayPal twice. So I have some people that have 5 and 6 entries. So I had to type their name in 5 times. Let's see here. The hell is it? Okay. As you guys can see all the names up there. All right, so I'm going to do 5. I'm going to hit this thing 5 times, folks. So we'll see who the first winner is. The first 4 will be, you'll get a coupon code for a mask of your team and on the website. And the 5th one will be the $20 Amazon gift card. Here we go. Pick a random name. What is it? Wilkie. Some of you may win multiple times, actually. Let's see here. All right, so we got Wilkie as the first winner. Shout out to Wilkie. Do another one. Wilkie again. What the hell? You know what? I'm gonna keep going. I don't want I want 4 different winners. He will be in the drawing for the $20 gift card, I guess, but I want 4 different winners for the masks. Dennis Wilson. Shout out to Dennis Wilson, winner number 2. All right, here we go. Number 3. Traveling Fools. Shout out to Traveling Fools. Traveling Fools is the one that sent me that $2 bill after Clemson beat Miami. Shout out to Traveling Fools. All right, so that's 3. We got 1 more for the masks. Let's see what it is. Tyree, what's his name? Tyree Ross. Tyree Ross, you are the winner of the last mask. Okay, now before I do the final drawing here for the $20 gift card, all 4 of these people, Wilkie, Dennis Wilson, Traveling Fools, and Tyree Ross, here's what I need you to do in order to redeem your prize. First thing you have to do is register to the website, howardsrock.net. Just go to register, put your email address. Most of you probably already registered, but if you haven't, This is you have to do this in order to redeem, because you're going to be doing it through the website. Second thing you need to do, email me. My email is freedomgrady@gmail.com. It's in the description. If you just click the description box of this video, it says email Peete at, and that's my email address. Email me and let me know what you registered as, what your name is on howardsrocks.net, and your email address. That's how we'll identify you. Once we get that information, we will email you a coupon code to use in the store. So once you go in the store, let's say you're a Miami fan. You go to the Miami part of the store, you pick out the face mask, you go to the checkout, you enter the coupon code, and it zeroes everything out, the shipping costs and everything. It'll cost you $0. And that's how you'll redeem your prize. All right, let's go ahead and do the $20 gift card here. $20 gift card, I think, is going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to have this person email me, and I'm going to get their address and just probably send them the card. So let's see who it is. Let's see who it is. It is Definition 409. Definition 409. Congratulations, sir. Definition 409. Now, email me at freedomgrady@gmail.com in the description. And give me your pertinent information. In other words, a shipping address. And we'll ship you the card out ASAP. How's that sound? All right. Thank you all for playing. Even the ones that didn't win, thank you so much. Slim Shady with another $5 super chat says, I don't think the loser of a conference championship should be in the playoffs. No exceptions, even for Notre Dame. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. That gives the advantage to the weaker conferences, hypothetically. Like, in other words, it's easier to win the Pac-12 than it is the SEC. But that doesn't mean the two of the best four teams aren't in the SEC. So I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that or not. I just want to see good games, man. That's all. Is that too much to ask? We've seen, 2 good games in the first round of the playoffs since the playoffs have began. Most of them have been blowouts. So, anyhow. Yeah, so for any of these guys who weren't in here tonight that won from the contest, I'll announce the winners again on several other shows. Make sure these guys get their winnings. But it is up to them to do their part. They gotta redeem their winnings. So I'm disappointed, guys. I mean, it was a great show, and thank you all for showing up and showing out like you always do. I was very disappointed that we couldn't get the call-in deal working. As a matter of fact, I was so angry when I was about to start the show that I couldn't get the call-in thing. I almost just hung it up and said I'm not going to do the show tonight because I was pretty pissed off, quite frankly. But anyway, we made it happen. That's what we do around here. I'll get it fixed before next time. Tomorrow night. What's today? Wednesday? Tomorrow night, I have a special show for you. So look for the show to be uploaded or somewhere around 7 or 8 p.m. tomorrow night. And then, of course, Friday, I will not be here. Normally, I do a show on Friday night. Another call-in show. Will not be here. I'll be at a Christmas party, so I won't be available. Saturday is still up in the air. I'm debating. I'm debating on whether or not I'll do a live stream during the Clemson and Notre Dame game. Still haven't decided. Last time I did it, I did it last time they played. We'll see. I'll let you know. Oh, also tomorrow I'll see you at Lunch Money Show on Uncle Lou on YouTube at 12 p.m. over on his channel. Anyway, all right, guys, thanks. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you, everybody that showed up tonight and helped me out here in this impromptu no call-in show. So, all right, guys, I'll see you soon. It's your boy checking out Pigskin Pete.